Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm CBS 19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony here in the CBS 19 Weather Center, bringing you an update on our severe thunderstorm warning that we currently have in effect for Smith County until midnight. I am checking in on our Facebook page, so if there's any questions here, I appreciate everybody joining us with our stream tonight. Just to bring you up to date on what we're seeing here in the next, say, 45 minutes, that warning will expire, and then after it expires, it would also coincidentally expire with the tornado watch that is in effect until midnight tonight. So this is will be the only warning here coming up after the 11:15. We're past 11:15. So this storm here, even though it has a lot of lightning in Upshur County, was not warned downstream into Gregg County. There is a little portion of Gregg County that is under the severe thunderstorm warning till midnight. That is also part of the warning for northern Smith County, including the city of Tyler, out of that thunderstorm there at Mineola. So it's dropping southeastward. Threat here is for some wind that could reach about 65 miles an hour. But the overall look of this thunderstorm complex is in a weakening phase, starting to get a little raggedy on the leading edge of that. Not to say that there isn't some heavy rain inside there, and maybe some hail here and there. We'll look at that in just a second. But the overall complex, if you want to call it that, is shrinking in size and also getting weaker. So severe thunderstorm warning, Gregg, Smith, Upshur, Wood County. So it's all of this until midnight. There's also a portion right here. This is going to be the Mineola Smith or Wood Smith part of the storm that goes until 11:30. So we've got a much larger warning surrounding this smaller warning. The extension to that goes down to midnight. So that's a long severe thunderstorm warning. That was issued at about 11 o'clock. So that's in effect for closer to an hour. So far, no reports of any damage tonight. Haven't had anything like that. That is certainly good news. And we've had some hail out here toward Emory, I think back toward Wills Point, up into parts of Van Zant County and Hopkins County and Rains County that got closer to golf ball size for a little bit. But we have really not reached any type of large hail size that the Storm Prediction Center talked about in the watch when they issued it back this afternoon. The watch was going on until 10 p.m. and then it was extended until midnight. So the watch goes until midnight tonight. This is a little look at the estimated hail size within the storm. We've had bigger hailstones, and now they're down to maybe marbles, a couple nickel-sized hail. This part of the cell here in northern Upshur County that was warned earlier has weakened. No hail back here in this portion of the cell over parts of southern Wood County, northwestern Smith County, or any hail back toward Interstate 20 right now. So that's good news. Let me see what we've got going on with winds and wind speeds. And it looks like, for the most part, no solid rotations within that cell. Let me check just straight winds. So there are some gusty winds back here toward Gilmer, north of Hawkins, north of Lindale, here in these brighter green areas here. And those are driving southward through Hawkins, Winona. There might be a 60-mile-an-hour wind in there, maybe a little bit better than that. Remember, it takes a wind of 58 miles an hour or better to prompt a severe thunderstorm warning, or hail sizes of about a quarter, 1 inch in diameter or larger. So maybe some gusty winds, Glenwood, back toward Hawkins, Gladewater, Winona. That's also working its way south. This warning does go down to New Harmony. It goes down to Browning, just to the edge of downtown Tyler at this time. So that's what, I'll widen that back out. The movement's generally been south and east, and the overall trend again was for what it looked like we would have a larger line of thunderstorms. But this is sort of looks like what I showed you during the newscast today, with a cluster of thunderstorms that kind of congealed together right here toward Tyler. This should dive southeastward in a weakened phase through Longview, down to Henderson, down toward Bullard, maybe toward Laneville, over toward Carthage between now, almost 11:30, and say 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's kind of moving quickly now. It's starting to surge to the south. The frontal boundary is starting to line up right here and helping to push those showers and thunderstorms south. The boundary likely stalls here tonight, and then tomorrow it refires showers and thunderstorms along that boundary in the afternoon. That's why we have the CBS 19 Eye on Weather Day for tomorrow, because we could find ourselves with additional strong thunderstorms from Kaufman to Canton to Emory to Mineola over toward Gilmer, moving east-southeastward with heavy rain and potentially some very strong winds. Part of the outlook for tomorrow from the Storm Prediction Center is for strong, significant wind gusts that could get closer to 70 miles an hour. I'm going to stop that. Just if you look at that, how that just has suddenly taken on a real ragged, let me point that out first before we stop this. Notice how it's a solid orange and red as it's moving through Rains County and Hopkins County and Wood County. And then notice what's happening. It's kind of spreading out. So winds are flowing out of the storm. There is not as much inflow into the back of the storm. We've kind of sucked all the energy out of the atmosphere back to the northwest where we had the thunderstorms already. And so now you can see this sort of jagged, ragged edge on the front line of that, and it's starting to lose the amounts of precipitation. So it's not raining as heavy as it was, and so with that, you're not getting as much in the way of wind either. So winds are starting to come down, hail cores are starting to come down. There might be a little hail back toward Canton, and just to the south of Gilmer, maybe some small hail. But this overall trend really is looking pretty good for us. I'm not sure we may get a severe thunderstorm warning that will be extended till maybe 12:30 or 12:45 into parts of southern Smith County and into northern Rusk. But I don't think this is going to do any damage the way it looks right now. It looks like the tornado threat really coming down on that a lot. I'll go back to velocity and just kind of show you that again. So I know that's a big concern this time of day is for some sort of nighttime tornado, but yeah, there's not anything in there. You know, red next to green, right? It's what we're looking for. There certainly isn't anything where we've got embedded red within this green. These are just winds going toward the Shreveport radar, and then these winds are going away, but there's nothing that would create, there's a little broad circulation right in here, southwest of Gilmer, northeast or southeastern parts of Wood County, very broad. Not really concerned about that too much. So yeah, this is it's a good sign to see that. Our Titan indicator shows that little bit of a stronger updraft out toward Canton. So again, I'll look at just the estimated hail size on that, and there might be a little bit of very small hail, marble-sized hail. That is it. All right, got some questions. Let's try to answer those here on the Facebook feed. We got Stephanie watching. Thank you, John. Michael, thank you for watching. Susan, thank you. What does it look like for Bullard? Linda, let's put the track back on Bullard. These storms are kind of moving southward at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. So let's see if we can get a track all the way down to Bullard. Again, they're weakening, so when they get to Bullard, they may have less than 40-mile-an-hour winds. It may be in the order more so of 30-mile-an-hour winds. All right, so let's see. We get through Bullard. We get through White House. We get through Longview at about 11:46. White House at around 11:58, so that would put it in Bullard right around midnight or shortly thereafter. Kilgore, we would also see the storm kind of sag down into the Kilgore area about the same time. Let's look at that. So that would be around 12:02, Overton around 12:18, Mount Selman and Turnertown about 12:40. So I don't expect Bullard to have a severe thunderstorm warning. If it does, it's going to be a weakened storm for sure. So Bullard looks like it's going to be okay. Hail cores, again, hailstones have really come down. There's not much in the way of hail in this weakening thunderstorm complex. The severe thunderstorm warning does go until midnight. All right, let's see what else we got in questions. Tammy Howe, thank you for watching tonight. Angela, thanks for checking in with us. Sabrina, thanks for checking in with us tonight. Appreciate that. Appreciative of everybody who's watching tonight. I'm just trying to bring you all up to date on what we have heading into Smith County. Again, severe thunderstorm warning. And now it appears, we may have reissued that and had that warning canceled. So let me check with the Weather Service to make sure, see if they've canceled the severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for Smith County. There may be, sometimes they reissue, they drop, and then they reissue, but we'll see what we can get here for the information in just a second. All right. So it looks like they expired the severe thunderstorm warning for Smith and Wood County, so that portion has expired. And it looks like severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until midnight for northeastern Smith, southeastern Wood, southwestern Upshur, west central Gregg counties, with 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-sized hail still possible. The severe thunderstorm was located near West Mountain, or 7 miles northwest of Gladewater, moving east at 35 miles an hour. It looks like it's moving more to the south. Let me put this back into motion one time. Kind of southeast, more of a southeast slant, I think, than what more easterly, if you look at that, the way it's moving. All right, let's clean up the radar for you a little bit. There's a lot of feedback coming into it, so we'll get that cleaned up and get a look at the edge of that. All right, so yeah, it does look like that. They shaved away part of that. We still have part of the severe thunderstorm warning for a small portion of Smith County till midnight, and the other portion till 11:30 for northern Smith County. But this is weakened appreciably here in the last 15 minutes or so. It's even shrinking in size. Again, not surprised by this. The tornado watch out till midnight. If you were watching our newscast at 5 and 6, I showed you how this was kind of breaking up as we got later and closer to midnight. Jesus Martinez, I'm up watching this roll into Gladewater. All right, so Cheryl, I'll tell Jesus that you were watching. Tauco, pretty much the same as the rest of us. In fact, I believe Tauco is going to be out of danger for the rest of the night, or if there was any danger at all. But most of those areas up to the north have seen the storms pass. Let me just double check real fast, and I want to make sure I've got all that information correct. Yeah, Tauco, you're good. You're good for the night. I will scan and go up toward that area. There's a little bit of rain around in parts of northeastern Texas, up toward Titus County and Morris County. But Tauco, you're good for the night, so no worries. You all can sleep calmly, safely till tomorrow. We have to worry about some other thunderstorms in the afternoon, so good deal there. All right, so these thunderstorms continue dropping to the south with the severe thunderstorm warning till midnight, and after that, then I think these storms will continue to weaken. This is why we were saying, you know, there was a chance for some of us to not see any kind of rain. Red Springs, you're seeing those thunderstorms in northern Smith County right now. Again, let me double check the winds on that. I don't think we're going to get much wind around Red Springs. Yeah, there may be some gusty winds close to 30 miles an hour. The Gladewater portion of the storm here, and I'll walk over to our screen and point this out. This is really what's prompting the warning here tonight. These brighter greens, maybe a 60-mile-an-hour wind. Remember, it takes a 58-mile-an-hour wind to prompt a severe thunderstorm warning. So there may be some stronger winds in there. I'm going to turn off the warning, and we'll sample those winds and see what we get out of that. We're using our velocity radar product here. So when you see the watch and the warning go away, it's not that it was canceled. It's me turning it off for a second so that I can see some of the winds southeast of Gilmer. So 40 miles an hour is what I saw in one spot there. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll turn on this other product. So you can see all that lightning. We'll turn off the lightning so we can see some of these greener areas. So Gilmer right there, so 41-mile-an-hour wind in that location. How about a little north of Gladewater? There is a 39-mile-an-hour wind. So there's some gusty winds within that thunderstorm around Gladewater, 40 miles an hour. So that brighter green area that you're seeing there with that lightning south of Gilmer, 40-mile-an-hour winds headed toward Gladewater. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll track that a little bit. And so it's going to be the southwestern part of Upshur County down into northern Gregg County, kind of dropping southeast at 25 miles an hour. And I'm not sure if I like. Let me play this out. Okay, so those are moving in a different direction. All right, so we're going to track this part into northern Smith County. southeast at 25. So Longview, you're going to catch some 40-mile-an-hour winds here at roughly midnight, so in about a half hour. So right in here is where we're talking about these 40-mile-an-hour winds. Those are below severe limits. Those are dropping toward Gladewater in about, I'll say 3 to 5 minutes from now. Longview in about a half hour. Kinslow, 45 minutes. Kilgore in about an hour off toward Lakeport, and then eventually toward Easton. White Oak, I forgot about you guys, 11:45, so in about 15 minutes. Again, non-severe, maybe 45-mile-an-hour winds, some heavy downpours, certainly a loud thunderstorm, kind of keep you up here late tonight. But at this point, it does look like it is in a weakening phase. That's good news. All right, let's see. New information from the National Weather Service. So they're issuing what they call a special weather statement for Harrison, Marion, and Upshur County as this storm moves to the southeast. So that's going to be this storm here that I just showed you. So Marion, Upshur County, the rest of Upshur County, probably should add Gregg in that, Harrison County. So this is going to get that special weather statement here for 45-mile-an-hour winds. I'll turn back on the reflectivity so you can see the rainfall also. Quite a bit of lightning in that. In fact, I'll show you how much lightning we're seeing with that here in terms of lightning strikes. So, and again, I want to clean this up just a little bit, get rid of some of those lower reflectivity numbers here. Widen that out. So essentially what we're looking at in lightning strikes, and this is over a 4-county area, you're looking at about 186 lightning strikes in the last 15 minutes over parts of Upshur, Gregg, Marion, and Harrison counties. And then out here around Mineola back toward Canton, that thunderstorm in the last 15 minutes has produced about 134 strikes. So let me go back on that storm and show you that little Titan indicator that we have, and it is showing some rotation. In fact, let me go back to our velocity, make sure we don't have some, there's a little bit of rotation now showing up around Van. So if you're watching from Van, I'll answer Carthage here in just a second. If you're watching around Van, there's a little bit of rotation there. Again, the storm is not currently warned. The only severe thunderstorm warning we have currently is Gregg, Smith, and Upshur County and Wood County, where those winds have been around 40 miles an hour. All right, so Carthage, you guys are going to have, you may not get any rain tonight, believe it or not, all the way down in Carthage. If these cells make it there, it'll be a couple hours from now. Our in-house computer modeling data would suggest that those storms never get there, and I can show you that in just a second. In fact, let me walk through the rest of these graphics, and then we'll talk about Carthage. So bear with me. Again, that tornado watch goes for the next half hour. Smith County is still included in that. Gregg, Upshur, Wood County, Camp, Titus, Franklin, and Morris County, and then Harrison, Marion, and Bowie County. So here's future skycast, and this looks a little bit overdone. Of course, we know there's not any rain already on the doorstep in Carthage, but this just gives us an idea, some guidance suggesting those thunderstorms that are currently near Tyler and Gilmer never make it to Carthage. So Carthage, you are good to go for the rest of the night. So don't think we're going to have any severe thunderstorm warnings down in Carthage. Maybe if that thunderstorm can make it down there, but again, it's in a weakening phase right now. And these storms have prompted that severe thunderstorm warning at least until midnight for parts of southern Upshur County, northwestern Gregg County. Dot, you're very welcome. Glad I could help. How long will it, Matthew wants to know how long till it gets to Longview? Well, let's see, it's very close. So let's track this little bit of this cell, the leading edge of that in Longview with some of that lightning. We know it's moving to the southeast at 25 miles an hour, back toward Gladewater right now. So off to the southeast, 25 miles an hour. So it should be in Longview within about 15 minutes. So Longview expects some heavy rain, some thunder, some lightning in about 15 minutes. White Oak, it should be there a little bit sooner than that. Should be knocking on the door right now. Hallsville, it's over there at about midnight. Overton, around 12:24. Again, There is a little component to that severe thunderstorm warning where it has the capability, or at least the history, of producing some 60-mile-an-hour winds. Karina wants to know how it will be in Titus County for the rest of the night. Just a few showers, but Titus County is, even though you're underneath the, you're in the tornado watch till midnight, Titus County has quieted down quite a bit. There's just maybe a little bit of rain. It may have already stopped. In fact, if I turn down our sensitivity, we can probably clear that out of there. So I think Titus County, you are clear for the night. You are good in Titus County. Let's see, Maureen is watching. Thanks for watching, Maureen. Appreciate that. I hope, Matthew, hopefully you got that. Somebody wanted to know about White Oak. I said it's knocking on the door in White Oak. You may have some gusty winds in the order of about 40 miles an hour, but right now it looks like it's in that weakening phase and continuing to weaken. Just a lot of lightning. It's a pretty loud storm. No rotation. There's some rotation out between Canton and Edam. Right now it's moderate, almost weak. You can't really say that it's strong. If it was showing up on our Titan indicator as a red circle, we'd be a little bit more concerned than that. But at this time, it's just some, I'll call it average rotation. So again, these, you can see how these are stretching out, getting ragged, kind of raggedy, yellows showing up, and now the precipitation's even weakening. Just starting to get down into Tyler. Maybe you're hearing a rumble of thunder in Tyler. Hearing lots of rumble of thunder or lightning, or rumbles of thunder out at Mineola. Then over toward Lone Star. Look at all that lightning down to Gilmer, and this is headed over toward Longview. I said in about 15 minutes, the lightning portion of that storm should get there. The rain may arrive in Longview a little bit sooner than that, and then that'll move out toward Marion and Harrison counties, and then if it holds together, it gets down to Carthage at about 12:30 tonight. Our modeling data suggests that, believe it or not, these will fall apart before they get there. So the watch goes till midnight, so about 23 more minutes on that tornado watch, but certainly good signs here that these thunderstorms are weakening. And with just, I'm going to stop it so you can see there's just one severe thunderstorm warning currently ongoing, and that goes until midnight, and that is the southern part of Upshur County, very northeastern part of Smith County into Gregg County. So right in here, I sampled some winds. What we could tell by looking using our radar was 40 to 45 miles an hour. But you know, there might be an area in there that's closer to 58 miles an hour, which would prompt that severe thunderstorm warning. Let me go double check with the Weather Service and see what they've got. They've got spotters in the field, ham radio operators also that send in data. It's a great organizational sort of chain of information that comes on up, and so that's certainly good news. So right now, I don't see anything in terms of they canceled the severe thunderstorm warning. Fort Worth did for Van Zant County. Shreveport saying that they're going with that impact or significant thunderstorm. They use that significant weather. It's really sort of a special weather statement. That sounds like a better way to term that. So a special weather statement on this cell as it moves out here into Marion, Harrison County. This has really taken on a much weaker look now that it's moved into Smith County. And a heavier thunderstorm, probably some downpours on Interstate 20 between Canton and Tyler. Lightning still staying up in that part of the storm at Gilmer. And up here in Marion County, that part of the storm looks a little bit stronger too. I'd say stronger than relation to the other parts of the storm. All right, Byron, hopefully that answered for White Oak. Hopefully you're okay. Let's see, got to get to that lightning. Let's see, Lane is watching. Thank you, Lacey, watching. Lightning is lightning up like crazy in Diana. Light rain. Right now, no wind, was really gusty when it started. Beverly, thank you for that very detailed report. Awesome. So the lightning is beginning to let up a little bit at Diana. That's good news as that thunderstorm passes Diana and moves away. Things should be quiet for the rest of the night. Again, the tornado watch expires at midnight, but once these line of thunderstorms goes by your location, even with that tornado watch into effect at midnight, I don't expect anything else to redevelop behind this little cluster of showers and thunderstorms. That's really what it's become. Thankfully, it hasn't sharpened up on any of the leading edge with wind. Just a cluster of thunderstorms, some heavy rain coming down. I could probably check on rainfall rates here and see what we're looking at. In fact, we can look at. So here's the rainfall rate within those storms. Yeah, there's some downpours. It's raining really heavily here in the southeastern portion of. Yeah, almost 2-inch an hour rainfall rate there in southeastern Upshur County. Big Sandy also, there was pretty good heavy rain coming down at about 1.5 inches an hour for a little bit. If you guys experienced, you probably had some heavy rain. We'll play this back for you. Hopefully I'll try this. See if we can loop that once. Oops. I'm gonna need the last 30 minutes. Let's loop that. And maybe it doesn't give us the information. That's okay. It just kind of gives you an idea. There are some downpours all the way back between Canton and Lindale. So heavy rain, some wind also possible in the cell. The wind looks like it's crossed now, excuse me, over into northeastern parts of Gregg County. The lightning's still there, southeast of Gilmer. So back to the radar, we'll put it back into motion, still showing some weak rotation out on the cell to the west between Canton and Lindale. And now, this last little push here, let's see. Stay Pine Tree. Oh, Justin wants to know how the weather is looking for tomorrow. All right, so we can go over tomorrow. Tomorrow is an interesting day, and I'll get on. So we have this line of thunderstorms coming through, and it's really kind of the front that's pushing these thunderstorms here now. But the front isn't going to go too far. It's going to stall essentially right over eastern or northeastern Texas and East Texas, right near Interstate 20. Okay, so the front's going to stall there, and then tomorrow, and I'm going to go through all of the graphics. Let's go through all of the graphics because I want to get to something that I want to talk about. So heavy thunderstorms near Linden, thunderstorms beginning to weaken through Smith County, get a little bit stronger into Van Zandt County. Here's your tornado watch until midnight. That does include Smith County, also Wood County, and then Franklin, Titus, and Morris County, and then northeastward into southwestern parts of Arkansas. All right, so this is kind of what it looks like right now. You might get a shower thunderstorm into Carthage. Looks like these make it down to Hemphill before they wash out. Then we recharge the atmosphere tomorrow. We're sunny for a portion of the day, and then we have the energy there and all this humidity. The heat index this evening, as we head toward the midnight hour, still feels like 85 at Longview. Under a clear sky, Nacogdoches is cloudy, heat index at 76. So overnight, the thunderstorm chance goes away. We get back to about 5 a.m. tomorrow. And then tomorrow afternoon, we're going to go with a CBS 19 Eye on Weather Day. If you don't watch our news and aren't familiar with that, we issue these when we feel that there is either potentially a tornado watch going to be issued for a large portion of East Texas. Also, if there's flash flooding, damaging winds, or large hail, anything that's life-threatening, will issue a CBS 19 Eye on Weather Day. And it typically involves a large portion of East Texas, not maybe just a corner or just a part of it. It's usually when we think most people will be impacted by the storm. So tomorrow's one of those days where there could be clusters of thunderstorms. Look how much of East Texas is covered in thunderstorms. There's only a few areas that may miss out. And even though this is just a snapshot from one portion of the day, these thunderstorms will be moving through. And again, it's 4 p.m., 4:30, 5 o'clock, up till about 11 o'clock tomorrow night. That's the time frame for this. And there is a chance for some damaging winds. In fact, damaging winds are a bigger threat tomorrow than tornadoes. But these storms could be intense as they move through. So just keep that in the back of your mind that tomorrow is a CBS 19 Eye on Weather Day, and we'll likely have to issue another, or we won't, but the National Weather Service will issue a tornado watch or at least a severe thunderstorm watch at some point. All right, I'm going to give you the whole rundown. Here, let me walk you through the whole day. I've got this laid out here so you can see what Thursday looks like. In fact, something I want to do, if you watched at 10, you saw this. If you were busy and didn't see it, I'll show it to you now. So this is going to be the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for tomorrow. This is an enhanced risk, or level 3 out of 5, however you want to look at it. I look at it like this: numerous severe thunderstorms, large hail tornadoes possible in the orange area. Though tomorrow, it's wind gusts are stronger than that tornado threat. All right, so we go forward from now. Showers, thunderstorms move through, clear out. We're muggy in the morning. Watch the temperatures. They're back into the mid-80s. Now we have clusters of thunderstorms along the front, parked along Interstate 20, driving the front down to the south. Look at the difference in the temperatures, how explosive these thunderstorms could be tomorrow. 84 at Tyler, 66 at Mineola. So once you get the thunderstorms through and the front drives to the south, your temperatures fall into the 60s and 70s. Less humid air, breezy north winds take over. You're still close to 90 tomorrow evening down in Deep East Texas, Center, St. Augustine, and Lufkin. Then by Friday morning, if you like lower humidity, you're going to love Friday. Temperatures are going to be in the 70s for TJC's graduation, and the humidity is just going to be very low. It's going to be very pleasant. If you're headed up to the Piney Woods Wine Festival, either Friday or Saturday, and this is the forecast for Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., 76 at 11 a.m., almost perfect. Very nice evening by the time that event wraps up. And then Mother's Day is not bad. A few more clouds and maybe a shower, especially over Deep East Texas by the end of the day, Mother's Day. The rainfall forecast next 7 days. Let me walk you through this, okay? So the next 2 days, we can take today off the board. So we look at tomorrow, Thursday, and what we're looking at for tomorrow on Thursday will be a chance for some showers and thunderstorms again. So we'll look at Thursday, and you can see over Henderson, Carthage Center, Nacogdoches, maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain. We'll look at Friday, and when we look at Friday, you'll see no rain. Now, Saturday should be dry, so we'll go next 3 days, or let's go Saturday, Sunday. But what you're seeing here is Sunday, or Saturday, sorry. Saturday doesn't rain. This is all tied to Sunday. So Sunday, 1.25 inches to maybe 2 inches of rainfall. Then you add that all up. So the rain tonight, the rain tomorrow, the rain Sunday and Monday. Now you're getting into this bright orange area, 4 inches of rainfall. So Carthage could see 4 inches of rainfall over the next 7 days. Maybe none tonight, so you're going to get 4 inches of rainfall tomorrow, and then Sunday night and Monday. Okay, Tyler, right here in this dark purple to red area, 2.5 to 3 inches of rainfall. Lufkin, around 2 inches of rainfall. Out to the southwest, Crockett's in that 1 3/4 of an inch. Emory and Gilmer, 1 3/4 of an inch. And then Jefferson, closer to 2 inches of rainfall. So that's the next 7 days. We've had a lot of rain so far, and we're going to get more. So tonight, a stray severe thunderstorm is what we're experiencing. Otherwise, we're clearing overnight. The temperature's down to 71. And then here's your Baylor Scott and White Texas Spine Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. So you can see we have thunderstorms tomorrow, a break, and then more thunderstorms coming in next week with the potential there to pick up some heavier amounts of rainfall. I'll let you see that 10-day forecast. And again, we are down to about 12 minutes on this tornado watch. Let me see if there's any word from the Weather Service whether they will extend it. I do not believe it will get extended just by looking at the radar signatures that we're seeing here. Gabe says, great googly moogly, right? Prayers for those in the path of these storms. Yes, Karen, thank you. Appreciate the prayers for everyone. It has to deal with getting windy. South Longview, that's all. Thanks, Bob and Rachel. Should be seeing some. Yes, you betcha, Randy. Thursday kind of bad. Friday looks great right now. It does. It does look like it's going to be a big difference when it comes around. All right. Let's see. I just was looking at. Here we go. All right. Just a few people still watching here tonight. Let me go back to the radar and wrap things up with you. Again, that tornado watch will likely be allowed to expire at midnight. And then for the rest of the night, things should be good. My name is Brett Anthony. I'm the CBS 19 Chief Meteorologist. If you're just tuning in here tonight, you don't really watch us from time to time, though I do appreciate you all checking out and hanging with me here this evening and allowing me to get you through these, right now, non-severe thunderstorms. There are no more severe thunderstorm warning. So that one was canceled early, and it looks like these storms will continue to weaken. Yeah, there could be some gusty winds, 40-mile-an-hour winds. That's certainly possible, 45. But as for the threat of damaging winds and large hail, these are on that weakening trend. So appreciate you all hanging out with us here tonight. We will wrap up our coverage by reminding you that Sarah Blue will be in with the latest on the forecast for tomorrow and the CBS 19 Eye on Weather Day. That starts on Morning Y'all at 5 a.m. and then she'll take you through the noon hour. And then if any watches warnings are issued, I'll be back in tomorrow afternoon and I'll take you through the rest of the night and into Thursday, maybe even into early Friday morning if it takes that long. And then after that, we've got a great weekend headed our way. Thanks again for watching. Have a great night.